Hello and welcome to this edition of NASCAR's Lost Teams, BACE Motorsports. In 1993, a businessman by the name of Bill Baumgartner decided he wanted to start a NASCAR team after his company, Staff America, had served as a sponsor for the previous 2 seasons on a NASCAR team. That company being Staff America. So, Bill Baumgartner started his own NASCAR team, called it BACE Motorsports, in 1993. And they debuted it in the then Busch Series, now Xfinity Series. The team debuted at Daytona in the season opening race with the number 74 Chevrolet, with Jack Sprague behind the wheel. They finished dead last, 44th, in their debut race, following an engine expiring. After that, they were a weekly top 20 contender. Their best finish was 4th in the fall Dover race with Jack Sprague behind the wheel. Oddly, this would also serve as Sprague's final start with the team. In 22 starts, he scored 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s. Randy Lajoie made the next start for the team at Rougemont, finishing 4th. Johnny Benson made the next race at Charlotte, finishing 30th. Cup star Ernie Durbin ran that following race at Martinsville, finishing 9th. Benson would finish the season with the team, qualifying for 2 out of the 3 remaining races. Benson's best finish was 18th in Atlanta. Overall, the team scored 2 top 5s and 5 top 10s, on the way to finishing 19th in final Xfinity Series owner points. The next season, in 1994, BACE Motorsports signed Johnny Benson to drive their number 74 Chevrolet full-time and run for Rookie of the Year honors. Things started out a bit slow the first 6 races, but by race 7 at Hickory, the team was able to finish inside the top 5, 4th, for the first time. Their best start was 2nd in the summer at South Boston. Their best finish was 1st in the fall at Dover. Overall, they scored 0 poles, 1 win, 6 top 5s, and 9 top 10s, en route to a solid 6th in final Xfinity Series points. Benson also won Rookie of the Year honors. The team continued to carry the momentum over into the 1995 season, with Lipton Tea coming on board as new primary sponsor of the number 74 Chevrolet. They brought back Johnny Benson full-time. Their best start was 1st at Rockingham in the fall, and their best finish was 1st twice in the spring at Atlanta and Hickory. Honestly, the team had an incredible season, only finishing outside the top 10 7 times all season. Overall, they scored 1 pole, 2 wins, 12 top 5s, and 19 top 10s, on the way to their first Xfinity Series championship. At season's end, though, Benson left the team to drive for Bahari Racing's number 30 Pennzoil Pontiac in the Cup Series. So, for the 1996 season, BACE Motorsports signed Randy Lajoie to drive the number 74 Fina Chevrolet full-time. Steve Bird, who was the crew chief basically from the start of this team, remained the crew chief through 1996. Their best start was 1st twice, in the spring at South Boston and in the summer at IRP, and their best finish was 1st 5 times, in the spring at Nazareth and in the summer at Loudon and IRP, and both races at Dover. Overall, they scored 2 poles, 5 wins, 11 top 5s, and 20 top 10s, with the team winning back-to-back Xfinity Series championships with 2 different drivers, Benson and now Randy Lajoie. That following season, BACE Motorsports expanded into a 2-car team, adding the number 33 Kleenex Chevrolet to the team with Tim Fedewa behind the wheel. They also brought back Randy Lajoie to defend the championship in the number 74 Fina Chevrolet. Fedewa's best start was 1st at Milwaukee in the summer. His best finish was 3rd twice in the spring at Hickory and Nashville. Overall, they scored 1 pole, 0 wins, 4 top 5s, and 11 top 10s. Lajoie's best start was 1st 4 times, in the spring at Richmond and Loudon, and in the summer at IRP, and in the fall at Bristol. Their best finish was 1st 5 times, in the spring at Daytona, Darlington, and in the summer at South Boston, Milwaukee, and IRP. Overall, they scored 4 poles, 5 wins, 15 top 5s, and 21 top 10s. And indeed, they successfully were able to defend their championship to win their 3rd title in a row. Things, as far as competition, really must have caught up with the team, because they looked to have taken a step backwards performance-wise. Lajoie returned to the number 74 Phoenix Chevrolet to defend the 2-time championship. Now, his best start was 2nd in the summer at IRP, and their best finish was 1st in the summer at Myrtle Beach. Overall, they scored 0 poles, 1 win, 7 top 5s, and 12 top 10s, on their way to finishing 4th in final Xfinity Series points. Fedewa returned to the number 33 Kleenex Chevrolet, full-time once again in '98. His best start was 1st in the summer at Myrtle Beach. Their best finish was 1st, twice, in the spring at Nazareth and in the summer at South Boston. Overall, they scored 1 pole, 2 wins, 4 top 5s, and 10 top 10s, on their way to finishing 7th in final Xfinity Series points. At the conclusion of the season, BACE Motorsports parted ways with both Tim Fedewa and Randy Lajoie at the conclusion of the season. For the 1999 season, the team remained a 2-car operation. The number 33 was now sponsored by Alka-Seltzer and Bayer, and driven by Jason Jarrett, though Jarrett did not last due to inconsistency and was replaced by a rotation of drivers following the race at Fontana. Mike Wallace, Hermie Sadler, and Johnny Benson were among those who replaced Jarrett. In the number 74 unsponsored Chevrolet, Tony Raines was quiet and consistent. His best start was 4th in the spring at Rockingham, and his best finish was 4th in the fall at Dover. Overall, they scored 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s, on their way to finishing 12th in final points. They did pick up a couple short-term sponsorship deals from companies such as WWE and Hot Rod Magazine. There was more changes ahead for BACE Motorsports as Raines moved over to the number 33 Alka-Seltzer Bayer Chevrolet full-time, while the team signed P.J. Jones to drive the number 74 Chevrolet. After only 7 races, the team had to temporarily shut down the number 74 team due to lack of funds. Jones' best finish was 24th in the spring at Atlanta. Near the end of the season, the number 74 team would return to the track, attempting 3 races near the end of the season, qualifying for one of them, finishing 32nd in Rockingham. As for the number 33 Alka-Seltzer Bayer Chevrolet team, their best start was 2nd, and their best finish was 2nd, both coming in the summer at South Boston. Sadly, that was the high point for this team all the way across the board. This was it. They're only top 5 and only top 10 all season between the two teams. BACE Motorsports rebounded pretty well in 2001 with the ability to get both of their cars on the racetrack full-time once again. Chad Little was behind the wheel of the number 74 Staff America Chevrolet, and Tony Raines was back behind the wheel of the number 33 Alka-Seltzer Bayer Chevrolet. Raines and the number 33 team's best start was 1st in the spring at Nazareth, and their best finish was 2nd in the spring at Richmond. Overall, they scored 1 pole, 0 wins, 4 top 5s, and 13 top 10s, on their way to finishing 6th in final points. Little and the number 74 team's best start was 10th in the spring at Nashville. Their best finish was 3rd in the summer at IRP. Overall, they scored 2 top 5s and 6 top 10s, on their way to finishing 9th in final points. The team expanded to the Cup Series on a part-time basis, at first with Chad Little behind the wheel, but DNQing 2 out of the 3 races they tried to run. They ran 2 cup cars, a number 74 to number 73, with Little and Raines behind the wheels, finishing 33rd and 31st. Tony Raines ended up attempting 10 Cup Series races, qualifying for 6 of them. His best finish was 29th in the fall in Atlanta. In the Xfinity Series, Little ran the first 3 races in the number 74, but then the team shut down again. Little's best finish was 14th in the spring at Daytona. Raines returned to the number 33 Alka-Seltzer Bayer Chevrolet full-time. Their best start was second in the fall at Dover, and their best finish was third in the summer at Kentucky. Overall, they scored 5 top 5s and 11 top 10s. After spending their entire career in the Xfinity Series, BACE Motorsports made the move to the Cup Series full-time for the 2003 season. They were able to qualify for 35 out of 36 races. Their best start was 4th, and their best finish was 6th in the fall, both coming in the fall at Rockingham. Overall, this was their only top 10 finish all season, and ended up 33rd in final points in Cup Series points. The team also ran a part-time schedule in the Xfinity Series with the number 33 Outdoor Channel Chevrolet, with Tony Raines driving. Their best start was second in the spring at Charlotte, and their best finish was second in the spring at Bristol. Overall, they scored 2 top 5s and 5 top 10s in 12 starts. For 2004, BACE Motorsports moved back to the Xfinity Series. They started the season with Damon Lusk behind the wheel of the number 74. His best finish in 3 starts was 21st at Daytona. Then Tony Raines came in and made 15 starts in the number 74 with Outdoor Channel as primary sponsor. His best finish was 6th in the spring at Bristol. Tyler Walker made 1 start at IRP, finishing 30th. Jimmy Spencer made 3 starts near the end of the season, with a best finish of 22nd at Charlotte in the fall. Overall, they scored 1 top 10 and ended up 33rd in final Xfinity Series points. At the conclusion of the season, BACE Motorsports suspended operations and said as soon as sponsorship was found, they would return. Well, that was almost 20 years ago now. Their equipment was sold to Kevin Harvick Incorporated, and they have not been back in the sport since. So, after 3 championships, 16 victories, and 12 seasons in the sport, they had a good run. Thanks for watching this edition of NASCAR's Lost Teams. Take care.